the Superstar Guide, and just to back up a little bit, just to let you know, that is to teach you step by step what you have to do to take your income from $0 to $2,500 per week. Now, that means about $10,000 a month or about $125,000 per year. And I want to tell you again, I am not promising you that income. What I'm telling you is I will teach you the steps that you have to take in order to make that happen. Everybody's very clear on that, right? So would you be excited? Would you be fired up? Would you lose your dang mind if you could take your income from where you are to an extra $2,500 per week in addition to whatever you're doing right now? Would you? Would you just flat do the happy dance, get excited, lose your mind, go give your neighbor a high five, go tell the people that told you no in the business, you shouldn't listen to me, go check out the cars, the dreams, whatever you want? Would you do that? Heck, yeah, woo woo. Yep. Do I get a woo woo for that? Yes. So, step 2. We already talked about step 1, invite. Step 2 is the presentation. Here's the great thing about the presentation. You do not have to do it. I've already done it for you. It is pre-recorded 24/7, 365. I promise you it says the same thing each time. I cover everything. I cover the story. I cover the products. Home-based business, Maqui, Maqui X, Dr. Hancke, Patagonia, how to make money, how to get started, the free tour, the free app, you name it, I wrap it up. It says everything. It's available 24/7, 365. It never stops running its mouth, almost like me. And it's also very soon will be translated into many different languages. The subtitles are coming soon. Fast and Furious, they are starting to come back. Now, the presentation is only about 20 minutes long and it covers everything. So guess what? Clue, most people that come into our industry are not great presenters. The great news is you don't have to be in order to become successful. So now let's turn our attention to the invite. Next up, please. Okay, this is important. With urgency and excitement, you ask your prospect to watch the presentation. Don't tell them when you get to it. Don't tell them when you feel like it. Get a time commitment. I always ask people this: how fast can you watch it? Very simple question, very powerful words. How fast can you watch it? Not when you're done washing the dog, not when you're done mowing the grass. How fast? If you are excited and you are urgent in your message, in your tone, in your conviction, they will be urgent in watching it. If you are taking the slow boat, they will also take the slow boat. I promise you. Okay? So what you do is get a time commitment from them when they can watch it, and then you call them back right away. Now, here's another clue. Y'all know I used to be a policeman, so I'm full of clues. It's only 20 minutes long. You tell them it's 20 minutes. When should you be calling them back? About 25 minutes later. Very simple. The faster you get them to watch it, the faster you call back, the faster you'll get paid. Just that simple. Everybody follow me. This isn't G14 high-level stuff that's hard to figure out. This is just stuff that I've learned through 28 years of doing the business. Everybody getting it so far? Next up, please. Step 3, the fortune is in the follow-up. Right after it, you should do a 3-way call, 3-way Zoom with your sponsor or qualified upline. Now, this is a very, very, very critical step in the process. It is a step that most people think that you can skip. And I promise you, if you think that, you're committing financial suicide. Make sure it doesn't matter. You should always be doing this. Step 3 is the follow-up. Now, the purpose of the three-way call is very simple. To establish a relationship. Hello, we're in relationship marketing. I promise you, there's a reason why somebody wants to do the business and or get healthier. It has something to do with form. Family, they want to spend more time with their family. Occupation, they're in a job that they don't like or they don't feel they have a future in. Or recreation, they want to have more free time to go pursue hobbies, go hang out with family. An M is money, right? So establish a relationship. Make sure, obviously, your sponsor's on the call. Edify them. What edification, I'm going to talk about it here in a second. Make sure you take 30 seconds to edify your sponsor. You should quickly tell your product story and your QuiAri story. I'm going to tell you how to do that in a second too. Your sponsor will answer any questions that they have, very simple. And then at that point, you help them decide whether they want to become a promoter or a customer. You don't decide for them. Let them decide for them. I'll give you an example. I was talking to somebody the other day who bought a brand new Ferrari, right? But he financing it, and he's like, oh my gosh, I need to make money. Now, most of you wouldn't think that, right? But he's pretty successful, but the guy needs to make money. I was talking to another friend of mine who works at a car dealership. He's the finance manager. And I'll tell you something that's interesting. The people that, generally speaking, want the most expensive cars have the worst credit score. So while they're out there fronting with their ride that you wish you were in, the truth of the matter is they need to make money. So don't ever let somebody fool you into believing they don't need to make money, because they do. There's nothing the matter. I call it ethical greed. There is nothing the matter with it. Next up, please. Your story. When you're telling your story to the prospect along with your upline, 3 basic parts. What was your life like before QuiAri? Simple. What is your life now because of QuiAri? And what does your future look like because of QuiAri? And it always should include your why for doing the business. Your why is your emotional connection. Remember, I just said form, FORM. Make sure that it includes that, because I promise you, your prospect has the same reasoning. Very simple. Next up. Now, how to close out the call. After you edify your sponsor, after you go through that, all that, after you answer any questions, here is, and I repeated it, it's part of the video presentation, but I asked them, here is what will help me determine whether you become a promoter or a customer. If you're looking to become a promoter, here's the question. Can you get super excited and ask everyone you know if they want to make money, have more energy, look younger and feel younger than ever? Can you do that? Yep. Can you direct them to the free marketing tour presentation so I can do everything for you and explain everything for you so you don't have to? Yep. Can you follow up with somebody on your team to answer questions? They'll help you decide. You'll be doing just what we are doing right here, right now. Can you do that? Remember, your goal is not to do another opportunity presentation. I already did it. Your goal is simply to get them to understand the timing and how important it is to get involved now. The purpose of a quote presentation is not to answer every single question they may have. It is just to answer enough questions to get them to either say yes to the opportunity or to the product. Support, upline, we're all in place afterwards to help answer, but your three-way call at the end should take about 10 minutes. Some of you, oh my goodness, you're on there for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you're talking them in it, you're talking them out of it. You're talking them in it, you're talking them out of it. And you know who the guilty people are, right? I call it puking. You puke all over them. Stop puking, get to the point, get going. Next up, please. So how do you edify somebody? Edification simply means to build up somebody, relate the positive aspects of them, abilities of a person. You must always edify your sponsor, your upline, your team, the company, etc. Edification. Hey, I'd like to introduce you to, I'll give you an example, Min Ho. Min Ho's a great guy, built one of the fastest teams in the industry. Him and his wife, Julie, are on fire. They're doing fantastic. Their story before, they were living in a duplex. They got an eviction notice. They had just a few dollars in their account left. They were driving hoopties, which had 215,000 plus miles on them. Chevy Astrovan kept broken down. They said yes to home-based business, and their success is out of this world now. Moved to Vegas, their house paid for, cars paid for. Min has a nice Lamborghini that Julie lets them drive on occasion, right, Julie? And there's the story. Edification, right? So Min is here to help you build your business to wherever you want it to go. See how fast? 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever. Edification, right? Simple, simple, simple. Next up. Step 4, get plugged in. And now this is what a lot of people that are already in QuiAri miss out, okay? Home base, first base is what? The invite. Second base, presentation. Third base is follow-up. If you want to score, you have to get plugged in. What that means is this. When we have things like this weekly, you show up. You show up on social media, you comment. You show up on Business for Home, you comment. You show up to blow up. Anybody can enroll in this business. True. You have a credit card, you want the product, you just want to participate in the business, you can show up, right? But success is optional. Getting plugged in. And this is so important, what I want to tell you about. Tell me and I forget. Show me and I remember. Involve me and I understand. You must get other people involved in your business. Your team. You should call. I always want to know, are you speaking to your personally sponsored people daily? The answer should be yes. Are you talking to your customers daily? Answer should be yes. Are you talking to their personally sponsored people daily? The answer should be yes. Remember this. Remember this. I call it getting dirty. You have to get dirty with your team. What do you think, that they're just going to get involved and figure stuff out on their own? Heck no. You have to show them the way by being involved with them. Get them to understand. And remember this, you got to do it with a culture of urgency, because people are never more excited than the minute that they join. I want you to think about this. They are never more excited than the minute that they join. Whoop, whoop. Next up, please. Your success in this business will ultimately be determined by a few things. Number one, how closely you follow the 4-step system and put it to work, right? And secondly, by your own actions and how you enroll and teach people to get into the business. This is an important quote. You must be what you want others to become. Have you ever been around people that talk stuff, but you know they're not living stuff, if you know what I mean? Do you know what we call those people? Phonies. People can smell phonies out like this. So just don't talk about doing it, do it. It's like an athlete who's sitting on the bench criticizing with a clean uniform, no sweat marks, no grass stains, no nothing, criticizing people that are actually out there playing the game. You must get in the game. You must get dirty. You must get sweaty. You must get rejected. You must work with a team. You must involve people. You must, your team. This is a team sport. And I'm going to teach you something. And throughout the history of our industry, do you know the people that have become millionaires from our business? Do you know what they used to do for a living? It's not sales, guys and gals. It's not sales. They were teachers. Teachers. They have the ability to teach people what to do. That's critically important. Next up. Lead by example. Your number one priority, as I said, is to make sure everybody on your team knows the 4 steps. Because I'm going to challenge you. Lock in on the slide for a second. Here comes the challenge. You ready? If I ask everybody, do you know at least 2 people that want to make money, lose weight, feel better, have more energy, and look younger, and feel younger than ever? There's not a person in your circle of influence that would tell you no. Everybody would say yes to that. Look at these numbers on just the power of 2. Who would not like to have a business that you wind up getting paid on the efforts of over 4,000 people after 12 months? Does that look like you? Does that look like you? It should. Let me explain something to you. The math does not lie. If you are not developing a business like this, it is for one reason and one reason only. Either you're not putting in the right effort or you're not following the system. It's one of two. One of two. The system doesn't lie. The video does the same thing each time. So get better, get serious, and I'm going to talk about commitment here in a second. Get recommitted to your business or get committed to your business. Shoot, in month 13, you're up to 8,000 people. Month 14, 16,000 people. Are you kidding me? What sounds better? Think about this. When I first got started in this business, it dawned on me like this. I can only earn off 168 hours a week, 24 times 7, and that's even if I never slept. So what's better, earning off the efforts of hundreds or thousands or just myself? It is not a hard decision. Next up, please. The only true measure of strength on your team is the number of leaders who are duplicating and teaching the system. Now, I'm just going to leave that up there and I'm going to shut up for a second. I want you to read that again. Read that. Some of you have a mistaken belief that just because you make a sale, that's duplication. It is not. Sales without duplication is only temporary, and it's mere failure in disguise. You have to run people through a system that performs the same way. Doesn't matter where somebody is. It doesn't matter whether they're in Iraq, Germany, South America. It doesn't matter. You put people through the system, it spits out customers or promoters. That's what it does. Simple, simple. Next up, please. Define your dreams. Some people never dream. You know, I have a couple of nice cars that I've had. You know, when you drive it, you see the kids. They always come up, hey, can I see your car? I'm like, yeah, you can come sit in it. Do you get good grades in school? Do you listen to your parents? Kids dream. When we're little, we dream. Become a kid again. Start dreaming again. It doesn't matter how many times you got kicked in the teeth by life. Start dreaming again. Write it down. Remind yourself of your dreams. For those of you that are building teams, you better know what the dreams are, the people in your business, and always remember your why. I'm going to tell you a story. There is a house that is not too far from where I live now that I drive by still. I go out of my way to drive by it. And the reason why is at one point, that was my dream house. It is nowhere near as nice as my house now, but at one point it was my dream house. So I drive by it because it helps me reflect back to what I had to go through, all the sacrifices, all the late nights, all the early mornings, all the rejections, all the hard work, all the people laughing at me, right? They're not doing it now, friends. I promise you that. I promise you. We're no skinny wallet disease over here. Nope. Put yourself in a position to win. It all starts with the dream. Next up. There are two requirements, and only two, to making it big. Number one is having the dream. What the dream does for you is this. It's the emotional fuel that will allow you, give yourself permission to do the next thing, which is you need 5 to 10 hours a week to start to achieve that dream. For all you couch surfers, get off the couch. Give up the 5 to 10 hours. Give up the TV shows. Give up the non-revenue producing activities, the bad habits that you have going on in your life right now. It takes, at least to get started, to begin to learn the skills, 5 to 10 hours a week. It irritates me. It irritates me when people come into a business, the home-based business industry. You work maybe 15 minutes a week, 30 minutes a week, and you think you're going to do something. Are you kidding me? Where else does that happen? If that's the case, just become a customer, enjoy the product. But I'm talking about for those people that want to get real with themselves and have that talk and say, you know what, I'm not where I want to be in life. I have bigger dreams than what I'm able to get accomplished. You need to find those 5 to 10 hours per week. Simple, simple, simple. Next up. Need to set goals. Here's everybody's goals. I'm going to set it. A goal is simply a dream with a date on it. So the model you need to build, your first goal is this. Get active, get qualified, get on auto delivery, and get paid in 5 minutes. That's the model. Get active, get qualified, get on auto delivery, and get paid in 5 minutes. Not hard to figure out, right? Next up. Your next goal is this. To help those people that you sponsored become qualified. You should do that within 72 hours. Sponsor 2 within 72. It's called 72 Fly or Die, and help those people become registered in the first 72 hours. Why? Because leaders, this is what they do. They lead by example. They get people started off properly, and they create a culture of speed. Lead by example. They help people get started off properly, create a culture of speed. Now, let me just say this. Some of you, when you sponsor people, you don't get them off properly. You don't. You do not. You don't explain to them why it's important to be active. You don't explain why it's important to get qualified in 72 hours. You don't explain the benefits of auto delivery. So what you do is you let people try to figure it out. They don't need to figure it out. We've already figured it out. So don't waste time by sponsoring them wrong, because then you have to go back and reteach. Don't reteach. Do it right from the start. Your check will thank me for it. Next up, please. And again, your next step, once you're qualified, is to help your personally sponsored people become qualified. If you don't have this accomplished, you need to put on the brakes, stop, ask for help. That means you're not doing something right. It means their invitation is not right. It means they're trying to present and they can't, instead of directing them to the tour. It means their three-way call stinks. It means their edification, that stinks too. So if you're not getting where you want to go, stop for a second and ask for help. Simple. Plenty of people that can help you, right? Next step.